Okay, so here we are, episode 6. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me wait for the audio to cure up. Okay, there we go. Now we're on episode 6. What's going on, guys? So I hope you guys are doing well. So we're just going to jump off into today's show, man. Of course, I get a text message all of a sudden as soon as I start my show. It's so funny. Around 2 o'clock, everybody knows I start my show at 2 o'clock. Like, people just be wondering, like, hey, what are you doing at 2 o'clock this day? What are you doing at 2 o'clock that day? Why 2 o'clock specifically? Why can't y'all do it? Wait for 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, okay? I just don't understand. What's up, guys? I see you guys coming in a little one at a time. You know, you guys are trickling in. What's up, fam? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? So, before we get into anything today, I want to say thank you guys for showing up to the show. Thank you guys for watching, all the support, everything. The show is doing really well. It's doing actually a lot better than I thought it would have. We're getting a couple hundred views an episode, so that's not bad. And then a couple thousand on the entire series itself. So that is dope. That is just awesome. So if you guys would please just go and check in the description, follow all of my social media and stuff, because I had to take the last 2 days off because I had stuff going on, and I just, you know, wanted to communicate, you know, what was going on and stuff. And people were asking me, where's the show? People were literally tweeting me as I was telling people that there was no show. Hey, where's the show at today? Are you live streaming today? Are you live? Where's this episode of Canon Culture? After I literally just tweeted, hey, there's not going to be a show today. I have some other stuff going on. I might be able to upload later today. So, some people just, whoo, oh man. So go follow me on Twitter and on Instagram, and you guys will see what's going on. But with that being said, we're going to jump into today's show. So somebody wanted me to talk about this Monique situation. She was on the Breakfast Club yesterday, and they released all of the information today. Somebody also wanted me to talk about the Black Panther soundtrack and stuff like that. So let me see, and then I think Dimension sent me something, and then it was deleted. So I hate these people so much. But anyway, we're gonna get into the submissions. So with this Monique situation, if you guys don't know, and if you're not familiar, she essentially tried to go out for a Netflix deal, and they only offered her $500,000, and she was making a claim that she's a legend, which she is by far. I love Monique. She's one of my favorite comedians of all time. And she was saying how, you know, that's, you know, racial bias and gender bias and all this other stuff. Now, I'm somebody who particularly, I side with Charlemagne the God most of the time, because he usually states things for one side and another side, but then chooses the side that he usually goes with, and is pretty logical and pretty factual about the statements that he makes. So as I was watching this interview, I was like, I don't know. Monique and her husband just seem to not be answering questions at all, and that was the whole purpose of the interview, was she was trying to make it seem like you should have known your homework going into this interview first. But I'm like, yo, that's the whole purpose of the interview, is to ask the questions that I can't get answered. Like, if we're having a face-to-face conversation, I'm asking you, how much do you think you should have got paid for your Netflix deal? And you give me some way off, like, not even a number. You just give me this kind of vague statement like, oh, well, it has to be enough to sustain me just going on break for 2 years and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, so 10 million, 8 million, what is you talking about? Like, how much money is you trying to go for? And she was just really trying to paint this picture like Charlemagne was really just bashing her as a black woman. And I'm like, yo, Monique, you wildin' right now. And then they asked the question, does she deserve Donkey of the Day? Which is the segment that he does basically for, you know, taking stupid people and giving them the credit for being stupid. And I agree 100%. She made it seem like she was just on this whole other level of comedian. And it's like, yeah, you are. But what have you done lately? And that's a really good argument that her and her husband kept picking up and putting down and picking up and putting down. What's up, Shadow? And I'm like, okay, if you've done the recent work like Amy Schumer, like Chris Rock, like Dave Chappelle have done, you're hot. You're in the business. You're gonna book seats. I'm sorry, Monique, but you just haven't been selling out shows. You just haven't been I don't want to say relevant is the word, but that's the closest word that I can personally think of. So if you don't make yourself relevant and put yourself in the eye of the public, people can't give you these big ass numbers. Now, also another thing I noticed, the point of view that she was trying to have is that she was trying to set it up for future black women, which I guess is like, is the equivalent to taking an L so someone after you can get a W. Like, I get it. I get that concept. I get that part. But, like, she was trying to make it seem like that was her only goal. Like, oh, yeah, if I take this deal now, what is that going to mean for the people that come after me? And we'll get to the Full Metal thing in a minute. I haven't seen it yet. I'm not interested. Because people have been asking me about that, too. I'd have to say specifically for Monique, I get it. I get it. You want to set an example for the people that come after you. But Charlemagne also had a really good point, as there hasn't been another, like, black woman to do certain things to a certain, like, to a Chris Rock, to a Dave Chappelle. I'm not saying that they don't exist. I'm saying is that they're not there now. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you want to get your food out of the microwave while it's hot. You don't want to sit there and let it wait for 5-6 minutes and you left it in there for 10. So it's like, it's not going to keep its same value. That Hot Pocket does not taste the same as it did before. And I don't mean to compare Monique to a fucking Hot Pocket, but like, nobody wants a cold fucking Hot Pocket. Nobody does. And then when it's too hot, you pay the price by burning your fucking tongue. So, you know, I'm just saying, yes, Monique is absolutely a legend. Oh yeah, and they the thing about her being, the comment about her being blacklisted and stuff like that. I get it. I understand it. I'm not somebody who's too seasoned into the game, but I pay attention. So, do I think Monique's worth a couple million? Absolutely. Do I think she should have said something about racial bias and gender bias? Nah, it's really just entertainment bias. Like, are you hot right now? If the answer is no, then I can't afford to pay you more than $1 million. Like, it is what it is. And if you are somebody like Tiffany Haddish, who's, oh my God, first of all, guys, I love Tiffany Haddish. She is just, oh my God, the things I would let that woman do to me. Oh my goodness, Tiffany. By the way, I know you're not watching, but your boy is available. Anyway, so, you know, I don't think that she has really too much leeway to say what's going on. And I'm sure there's a whole bunch of background stuff that I don't know the particular answer to, because she was being really dodgy on a lot of this interview. I mean, there were certain things that she would say direct, but then there's just other things where they were just, the answers just weren't, they just weren't there. So, you know, and with that being said, that's all the time I want to take on that segment. If you guys have anything else you want to add onto that, you guys can always let me know in the comments when this is a full video, or you can let me know in my Discord, which you guys can find the link to. So, and the other thing I wanted to talk about that people were really presenting to me, and this kind of ties in with something else somebody submitted in the submission Discord, about the new YouTube rules and stuff like that. What's going on, guys? Thank you guys for coming in late. You're late, so you don't get the first half of the show. Somebody really wanted me to talk about keeping motivation, I think it was Jakeezy on Twitter. Let me see. Let me pull it up real quick. And Causing Joint in my Discord also wanted to know about, like, dealing with stress and dealing with things that are coming at you unexpectedly. I would have to say, in regards to both of those, you can't necessarily predict everything. You can't prepare yourself for the worst case scenario, because, like a friend of mine says, you can't expect the worst case scenario to happen, because most of the time worst case scenarios don't always happen. Like, they don't happen often. Like, worst case scenario, you can get kicked out of your house, this, that, and the other thing. So you sit and you prepare for that, but you don't prepare for the best situation that could happen. You know what I mean? So there's not really anything you can do for that thing. You can't prepare yourself for any of that stuff. So in regards to the new YouTube changes, there is no amount of motivation. There's no amount of things I can tell you to get you to be motivated, except for one of the 3 C's. And so you guys know how I feel about that. It's if you're not doing it for the cash, which you clearly can't do in this form of YouTube, because the second you start an account, you need 1,000 subs, you need 400, I think is it minutes or hours of watch time? It's probably hours. But you need so much watch time to actually monetize. So you can't do it for the cash. Can you do it for the clout? Absolutely. And by doing it for the clout, you make your videos for other people. You make your videos so other creators see you. You make your videos so that way you change people's opinions, or even validate some other people's opinions. You network, you know, try to talk to as many people as you can. You try to understand as many people as you can. So that is what you do with that. So once again, you can't do it for the cash. You do it for the clout though, because people will respect you in your space. And then, oh, it's 4,000 hours? Ooh, whoo! That's a lot. That's a lot. Oh my God. Damn. That's a lot of movie. That's a lot of movie time. You got to be putting out a video every 15 minutes. God damn. You either do it for the cash, you do it for the clout, or you do it for the culture. And I say do it for the culture because that is probably the most purest one that you can do. You don't do it necessarily for yourself or for your own personal gains. You do it so that way other people can watch the content that you do and they decide, you know what? I'm excited. Like Michael B. Jordan. Let's take this because you guys have seen my Twitter rant today. Michael B. Jordan today, not even today. This was an interview from like a month ago, and people are really just blowing it out of proportion. Michael B. Jordan, by stating, yes, I'm a fan of anime, and this is old news. This is not new. This isn't like he just decided to be an anime fan one day. Because I remember there was an interview when he was doing Fantastic Four. He was talking about how, you know, he relates a lot of things to anime and comic books and, you know, geek culture, essentially. So he really put a lot of people, like myself particularly, he fired up a lot of people today just by saying, yes, I do give a shit about anime, Naruto, Dragon Ball. Like, these are anime that I like. He likes shonen anime. So that makes other people go, wow, look at this position that this guy is in. And he's saying that he likes anime. He's a fucking weeaboo. That charges some of us up who believe that we can't do certain things because we're so versed in other communities and cultures and things like that. This man put out this statement not for himself and not for the interview. That was for the culture. That was the culture of kids who want to be movie stars. The culture of kids who want to be anime YouTubers, or not even anime YouTubers, just YouTubers in general, entertainers, comedians, actors, directors, producers, anything out there. But they're like so deep into anime, they're looking forward to the next episode of Dragon Ball Super and this, that, and the other thing. And they like Boruto, and they like some of the classics from the 90s, you know, some of the Gundams, some of the fucking, my personal favorite is Cyborg 009. That one's so old, nobody has ever even really heard of it. But that was like one of the ones that I really rocked with. Cowboy Bebop, fucking Yu Yu Hakusho. Oh my God, like, just, anyway. It's really inspiring. Like, that is what doing it for the culture is inspiring people after you. So that is how you do it. And that should be your motivation. That should truly be the thing that gets you out of bed. That should be the thing that pushes your moves forward. Because honestly, no matter how many times, me and a bunch of my brothers, and I don't mean like my blood brothers, because when it comes to those guys, like we don't really argue too much because they're not really jabber-jawing. But I'm talking about like some of the dudes in some of the other Discords I'm in, whether it be the Heavenly Discord, the Segoy Discord, Afro's Discord, the Scrub Club. I'm always having disagreements with a bunch of people. These are still my brothers though. So anytime I do something and I feel like I'm in a good mood about it, I want to like do whatever I can. Whoever's on my timeline, yo, let me prop you up, bro. Like, let me let you know that you are somebody who has something to put into the world. So don't ever believe that you aren't. And that's me making these statements because I'm so vibed into the culture of YouTube creators, of people who like anime, who want to be actors, directors, anything. Like, because I'm into that culture, I'm into that specific thing. So it's like, yo, if you got somebody who is one of the biggest movie stars out right now saying, yeah, I liked anime when I was a kid. Bro! The sky is the limit. Do not let that be the thing that holds you back. And let's see. You know, to be honest, Jay, you're like a ticking time bomb in my... Bro, I'm a ticking time bomb, period. Okay? So that is really how you deal with having that motivation, is I can't give it to you. You have to give it to yourself. I can give you the words of encouragement, but I can't particularly give you the push that you need. So every single day, for a long time, it was my ex-girlfriend who used to push me like every day just to do something different. And some days I was like, actually most days, I just really was not on the wave of doing something productive. So, but then when she and I broke up, it was like she was my motivation to do everything. Oh, I'm going to show you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'll show you. And I'm going to achieve all these dope things and this, that, and the other thing. Holy shit, that was loud. I'm going to achieve all these dope things because I want to show you, like, you know, you're my motivation to do things. And then after a while, when I started this show, actually, this was everything shifted. Everything changed. I mean, it took a lot of time to heal and stuff like that, but everything changed when I started this show. And once again, when I get out of bed, I don't have like groggy mornings where I'm just like, oh, I don't want to do shit. Like, I just want to lay in bed, blah, blah, blah. I have some of those, but only on the weekends. Like, that's the only time I allow myself to have those type of moments. So when I get up, I'm like, yo, I got to do this for the cash. I got to start my 9 to 5. I get up at 6 a.m. I go to work. I come back home just in time to get started with my show, which I do for the clout and for the culture. Okay, I don't do this show just because I get views or whatever. Like, I could care less about views. I could care less about subs, because it's about the people who do fuck with the show. So if you guys fuck with the show, then I'm like, clearly I have some type of effect on the community. I have some type of effect on the people within just this space, and that's a form of doing it for the clout. And so depending on who I talk to, you know, whether it be Yaya, Eternal, Afro, it doesn't fucking matter, that part is part of the culture. So when I say certain things that inspire certain people that are within a certain space, that's me changing something for the culture. So when I get up, if it's not hitting all 3 of the C's, I don't need to get out of bed. So as you can imagine, my commute is just constantly thinking about, okay, what do I do today to better myself, better the people around me, and better my wallet? That's it. That's it. That's all I care about right now. So when I see Black Panther, I'm just like, this entire movie is made by people with the same complexion as me. Like, that didn't used to be a thing not too long ago. Like, you also have to think of it in a span. It hasn't been 100 years since like hardcore overt racism was around. Like, it's been like 60, 70, almost 80 years since it was just like people of color didn't have rights. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a long time. That's literally one person's lifespan. Really, if you think about it, like, the average human lives about that long. So really, things are just now starting to cut. Like, we're just now getting a black president. Like, really? Like, but then now we have racists again. So it's refreshing, I guess. That's kind of cool. So, you know, that's just, you know, it is what it is. And that's how you can really use that as your motivation, is you got to look at other people and be like, don't compare yourself to them, but compare your volition, your motivation to theirs. Like, why are they, put yourself in their shoes. Why are they doing what they're doing? Yeah, sometimes it's cool, like, oh, I just do it for the money. But most people don't do anything just for the money, because you could do anything for the money. Like, I could decide to be an astronaut if I really wanted to. Astronauts make great money. But yet here I am as a fucking YouTuber, not making hardly any money. But how much of a difference would I make as an astronaut compared to as a YouTuber? Yeah, you inspire a lot of people. Yeah, it's a black astronaut. Yeah, that's cool. That's dope. Anybody can be an astronaut now. Look at this black guy. He's an astronaut. Or do I want to sit here and tell every single one of you guys 1,000 at a time, individually, that you can literally do anything that you want if you're patient, if you are motivated, if you really get off your ass and spend every single day dedicated to only doing that thing that you like? Okay? So, I mean, that's essentially what it is. I mean, if I could quit all 3 of my jobs, right, and just do YouTube and just make only enough to pay for rent, Not even buy food. Literally just pay the $1,000 rent. Cool, I'd be a fucking YouTuber. No problem. I would literally accept no more money. I'm good. As long, like if I had to live out of YouTube, like YouTube is like, we'll give you a house. We're not going to pay for anything. You got to make your own money and stuff like that, but we'll give you a place to live, but you're doing videos for free. I'd be like, yeah, sure. Because that is the statute of limitations for me as far as doing videos, is I just want a place to live. I can figure out everything else. Like, I just don't want to go backwards from there. And now where I currently live, bro, I'm going to let you guys know, I still live with my fucking mom, okay? At 26 years old, I still live with my fucking mom, and it's fucking disgusting, okay? I'm trying to get out. She trying to get me out. My brother and his situation, I would totally move out with my brother, but he's not responsible with money at all. So, and what I'm saying is, I decided, instead of continuing to try and pursue a dream of like, yo, let me get to the next dollar amount or whatever, I was like, you know what, this last transition in my life, I was like, you know what, I don't have time to really like fuck around and chase money anymore, because if you chase money and you lose your job, then what? And you either did or you didn't like the job that you're at. You're sitting there fucking crying, like, how am I going to pay my bills and this, that, and the other thing. And usually somebody like me, okay, get up, and I'm only out of work for like 4 days or whatever. Boom, got to go get some work. But it's about more than that. It's about more than that. Because if I'm not making a difference in the world, it doesn't matter if I have a job or not. How can I support myself and want to support other people? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it is what it is. Man, I could have been in Cali in film school, but right now I'm making anime content. Oh, believe in yourself. Listen, man, hey, honestly, I thought about making an anime channel before all these changes and stuff. Like, because of all the changes and stuff, there's no way I would make an anime channel unless I would make, like, the way I would, I'm going to give you guys the secret right now. If you wanted to make an anime channel, now is the time to rip off an idea that I have, because I'm not going to do it. The way I would make an anime channel is I would have some super generic ass name, some super generic ass banner, and every single day I would do Dokkan and I would do Naruto Blazing videos. So that's how you would start, because people watch those videos in depth, and I would make 10-minute videos, 9-minute and 59-second videos at a time. I would do news update videos. The new Sword Art game came out. I would literally go and live react to other people watching, like other people playing the game. Like, I would live react to that because I can't afford the game. So I would do that, and then every week when a new anime comes out, I would do a live reaction of that. And then every week when, like, I would go onto Crunchyroll, and when you see somebody post an article about an anime that they watch, I would live react to that article. Or I would specifically talk about that article, because it's something that's probably going to be high searched, and it's probably going to be something that's really deep and in depth, and then you can give your opinion on the authors, like whoever wrote that article, you can give your commentary on that article. So he said, no, you gave away the tech. Exactly. I'm just saying, you know what the difference is, Yaya, is me giving away the tech and somebody actually using it. Like, how often do we see somebody do the things that we talk about doing? Like, making an anime channel is fucking easy. It really is. And you can bank, because you would probably reach that first 1,000 subscribers pretty fast, especially with Dragon Ball Fighters. Nobody's really getting views on that. So it's like, you might as well find a way to get that to draw people in, and just make videos about new characters and stuff like that. Make news updates. Broly and Bardock just got announced. You know, like, those are 2 videos each that you can do. That's literally for Neverworld every day. Exactly. So once you reach that 1,000 like cap, the rest is easy. You just keep doing it. So, and then I think for somebody like me, if I had built myself up on an anime channel, it would be a little difficult for somebody like me to go into performing. I mean, to be honest with you, if I had to give myself, like, if I had to coach my own channel, what I would probably do is do all that stuff, and then, because I want to go into acting, directing, voice acting, and stuff like that, I would voice act different episodes of anime and stuff like that, and I would make, like, little comedy sketches based off of those anime and stuff like that. But the problem is, you only hit one market. So when you hit one market like that, you have to worry about people signing you and other people putting you in the position to do things. I don't want to be in the position where other people have to make their decisions, make my decisions for me. So that is why I decided to not go with the video game and the anime stuff and just keep going in that direction. And I'm totally double downing on this talk show. I'm double downing on my daily grind of how many auditions I can book and stuff like that, because I want to put myself in the position to make my own decisions, not, oh, my agent said I can only go for this type of thing. So that's essentially the difference between that. And it took me a long time to recognize, to do those two things, because trying to really make your own decisions and have your decisions made out for you, like you can, like, it's the difference between answering an essay type question or you get a multiple choice and you only have 4 choices. So I don't want to make it seem like, oh, well, now I've only boxed myself into this voice acting bubble. So you kind of want to put yourself in another position where you can dictate where you want to go. But also in that regard, if you don't have the numbers and the consistency to back that up, nobody's really going to sign you anyway. So there's one specific agency as an actor that I would like to sign up for, and it's CAA, which I think they're like California Artist Agency or something. I can't remember what the fuck the acronym is. But I would love to get signed to CAA, not because they book the best shit, even though they pretty much do. They're like top tier, like top 3 agencies that you want to be a part of, but also because I know a lot of the contacts there. I know a lot of the people that work under that agency that could potentially book me for with other people who are also signed to that agency. So it's like, think of it like an MCN. Like an MCN is essentially your agency, which is a multi-channel network for those of you who don't know, and they're usually the people that manage YouTube channels and YouTube creators and stuff like that. So you have like Maker, you have Full Screen, you have what's the one I'm signed under? Curse. That's one. You have Freedom, which I think Curse and Freedom are the same thing now. I don't fucking know. But if I want to be signed with an agency that puts the two entities together, well, they'll take their agencies and their clients and put them together to make these big ass projects. The thing about MCNs is they don't do that. So there's tons of people that are currently signed under Curse. Like I'm signed under Curse. My buddy Donnie, or you guys know him as Anime Analyst, is also signed under Curse. At no point in time did Curse decide, hey, you know, we could make money if we decided to pitch more shows. Like if we tried to get creators to join together. So as somebody who would run an agency, if it was me, I'd be like, you know what, let's take this guy, let's say Yaya was signed to Curse, and let's hook him up with somebody else who's signed to Curse with like 10,000 subs. And let's see what kind of show they can put together. And then so what I would do is I would come out of pocket from the agency. I would give these guys, you know what, we'll give you $5,000, we'll give you $5,000. We want you guys to start this anime podcast for 3 months. That's going to be season 1 of this whatever the fuck podcast, this video game anime podcast. We'll give you $5,000 for a signing bonus. We'll give you $5,000. Cool. They make the show. Now from that show, it gets super popular. Just 100,000 views every video. All we had to pay you was $5,000. So you are with Curse? Okay. So as a network, we get to reap the benefits of giving you $5,000. And we made way more than $5,000 back from that podcast. So that is essentially how agencies work. That's not how MCNs work. That's how they should work. Yaya says, my plan is when I hit 5K, I'm going to teach people editing, but I'm going to use anime and movie scenes. So once I teach the tutorials, I'm going to make the cleanest portfolio with basic tech. I respect that. I respect that. And the reason why he says 5K is because 5K has been, the bar has moved. As far as brand deals and stuff like that. It used to be, a couple years ago, it was like 1,000 to 2,000 subs. You could book almost any brand deal. Like you could just reach out to them, hey, I got 1,000 subs, and they'll be like, yeah, sure, here, take our stuff, take this free shit, or we'll sponsor you, we'll give you money, this, that, and the other thing. And then, boom. You get paid from that, and then it makes you get to the next one. And then the next month you do Dollar Shave Club, and the month after that you do Audible, the month after that you do something else. Like, so the bar has been moved from 1,000 to 5,000. So just like how monetizing has moved from 0 to 1,000. So my goal is to probably hit 5K this year. I would like to hit 5K, preferably before the summer, but I'm not really putting out content like that, and I probably should. I should probably do whatever I can. But the problem with that is, depending on the demographic of people that you reach, it's a little difficult, because if you're constantly doing videos only on anime and only on video games, you're probably not going to get like a deodorant deal. You know what I mean? Like, you're probably not going to get something involving, hey, we're going to fly you out to LA to come to this book, to book you for a movie deal or something like that, where we'll send you to the premiere of, you know, Infinity War and stuff like that. Now, if your specific niche and your specific audience has to deal with movies and deal with anime and stuff like that, or deal with, not anime, deal with like music and stuff like that, that is how you book some of these wider range things. That's how you're able to cross over a little bit. So for somebody like me, I'm just using anime and video games at first to kind of springboard into a little bit more gaming, a little bit more talk eccentric stuff, because if anybody is anybody has ever held a conversation with me, I can talk about pretty much anything. Like, if you present it in front of me and I've read more than one article on something, I could probably talk to you about it. Most likely, like 99.8% chance I can talk to you about it. I can hold a decent conversation about it. So that's why I feel like I fit in so many grooves. You know what I mean? So that's why it's so difficult for somebody like me to really put content out that's not primarily giving my opinion, because that's all I got. I don't want to monetize on video game content. I don't want to monetize on anime content. I don't want to grow off of those things, because once again, it puts you in that box. So now that I've given you guys the secret techniques on how to become a famous anime YouTuber and basically told you guys how to book deals and stuff like that, the only other thing I need to teach you guys is how to do outreach and stuff like that. So, and that's pretty much just sending out emails, making phone calls and stuff like that, finding out who runs what company, how can you get in touch with them, are they the president, are they the owner, are they the vice president, are they the treasurer. You got to call these people and really hammer it home that, hey, I'm something that I'm worth you guys picking up. So like right now, like my entire YouTube career for the past 8 years, not even 8 years, 6 years, when I had my previous 2 channels, I would always reach out to different networks that I wanted to be a part of. And so now I'm kind of want to try and reach out again to All Def Digital, which those guys, it's like, it's a little difficult for me because I want to do long form comedy. I want to do comedy sketches and skits and stuff like that, but I'm not at the place where I can do that yet. So he said, you have better personality than those with 200,000. Exactly. So, you know, I'm like one of those low key channels, but you know why that is, Yaya, is because the place that I'm at right now, I'm supposed to be down here. I'm supposed to be down at the, 1,000, 2,000 to 5,000 range, because this is the part where I help most of the people. So I may get up to 100,000 or whatever, but I want people to remember what it was like when I was 5K, when I was 2K. So people would be like, oh man, it must be so nice to be in that position of having 2,000, 200,000 subs or whatever, and this, that, and the other thing. I want people to think that it was easy for me to get there. So when you go back and you look at my fucking catalog and you're just like, no, every single day he did it for the cash, for the clout, and for the culture, and he couldn't afford to do it for the cash because he was living in his mom's house, at 26 years old, really just trying to put in the work, trying to make sure his community thrives and not just him personally. So, I don't care about having that many subs right now. I'm not ready for it. That's not the position that I'm. It would be dope though. It would be fucking dope. It would be greatly appreciated, but that's just not where I'm at. So, that's just the way it is. But anyway, we're over time. Once again, always, I don't know why this happens. I need to just make this an hour-long show every single day, but I feel like an hour is a little bit too long. So if you guys have anything else you want me to talk about, please let me know. I'll be addressing it for the next couple of minutes. I know the YouTube live stream is behind, so I encourage people to watch on Twitch, but I mean, YouTube is YouTube. So I appreciate you guys for coming out. Thank you guys so much. Also, another thing I want to let you guys know is that the audio version of the podcast is still not available yet. I need to upload. Siri, remind me at 4 o'clock today. Hold on. Actually, yeah. Siri, remind me at 4 o'clock today. So. No, bitch. I'm trying to talk to you. Hold on. Siri, remind me at 4 o'clock today to upload audio podcast onto SoundCloud.
Okay, I'll remind you.
There we go. All right. So, There we go. So it's, yeah, the audio version is going to be up today on SoundCloud. I'm trying to really hard book this thing with Spotify. If I can get Canon Culture on Spotify, best believe, guys, that would be a great fucking thing. I haven't tried to get it onto iTunes yet, but I'll probably look into doing that today right after the show. So, in the meantime, let me see. Let me move the chat out of the way because I can't see the other chat. Jay is more real, bro. You got to do movie casting videos. Yeah, that would be dope. The only problem is they don't get views. So the only way to get views is to build up your fan base first, or build up your community. Okay, I don't want to call it a fan base. It's a community. That's why I ask people to join the Discord, as many people as I want in there. I've had to throw a couple of people out. Don't get it twisted. But that's just because you don't fit into the fam. And if you don't fit into the fam, I mean, we don't really give a shit, honestly. You gotta really try to get thrown out of my Discord. Like, you gotta be on some otherworldly shit. You could basically say you take dick in the ass all day, every single day, and we still wouldn't kick you out because we don't judge. But when you do some fuck shit and we gotta throw you out, that's how you know you're doing the most. You are absolutely doing the most to get. Mine is one of the most open Discords I've ever seen, especially when it comes to, like, just your opinion in general. I never say somebody's opinion is stupid. I can say that your thought process to get to that opinion was stupid, but your opinion is never stupid to me. So let's see. Jay literally got all the equipment, and he has, as in the editing. Yeah, you know what? My rig is about $2 grand, so there's nothing I can't do. He said, I'm like, you're not about to talk about Pacific Rim? I haven't seen Pacific Rim yet. Of course, I saw Black Panther 3 times, but not Pacific Rim. So I'll get around to seeing that. And when I do, yeah, I'll make a video about it. Let's see. Only the small channels keep it real? I mean, only the small channels can afford to keep it real because they don't have eyes on them. See, that's another thing about being a small channel. It's good, but it's also bad. When you're a small channel, you can say literally whatever the fuck you want to say. But when you're somebody who's 250,000 and 500,000, a million subs and shit like that, and your brand deals are really relinquished to the shit that you say, you got to be careful about that. I mean, unless you're Jake and Logan Paul, because then you can literally do whatever you want, and then merch, baby. That's it. So, which reminds me, the Canon Culture merch will be available next week. I'm going to start designing that stuff. I'm going to make it super cheap so anybody can buy it. I'm going to try to. I'm not going to try to make a profit on it, but Teespring has a way that they like to do things. So maybe I'll go over to Fanjoy. I'm not sure. Fanjoy is really particular about, like, whose stuff they sell. Let's see. Small channels keep it real because they have nothing to lose. Exactly. Whereas you have a channel like Afro, whereas I'm not going to speak on that. And the reason why I'm not going to speak on that is because I've held conversations with Afro about those back-end deals and stuff like that. Where, yes, you're right. You can't say certain things because you don't want to lose a deal, but you should say certain things regardless of the deal, or you should say certain things because it's going to book you a deal. And every individual has their own way of doing things. That's why I can't speak on that, because I don't know how Afro runs his back-end business. I don't know how he does his taxes. I don't know how he picks and chooses what deals that he does, because I've never seen Afro do a Dollar Shave Club video, but I'm damn sure he's gotten an offer. I'm damn sure that he's gotten a Loot Crate or an Anime Crate or whatever. He's gotten deals like that. So I'm sure people are sending him emails all the time. That's why I can't speak on it, because I don't know how much Netflix is really offering some of these other people. You know what I mean? Like that just to bring everything full circle. I don't know what his dollar amount is. I don't know what he values as far as his brand and things like that, because clearly he has no problem making a video about Shinobi Strikers and saying, oh, well, this game looks like it's ass, or this game looks like it's fun. He has no problem. He's not afraid to lose a deal like that. He said, nah, I don't know about what he's got going through. He was just an example. No, I mean, exactly. I'm using him as an example as well, because the same deals that he gets is probably completely different than the deals that I would get. So, in that regard, you never know what somebody else's pockets or what somebody else's contracts look like. And I say that because it's the same thing with the NBA, it's the same thing with music, it's the same thing with radio, stuff like that. So, you know, it is what it is, man. And I'm not somebody who likes to look into other people's pockets, but I'm damn sure gonna ask. Like, if I got booked for a deal or something, and Yaya wants to ask me, Jay, what'd you get paid for this Crunchyroll deal or whatever? Oh, they gave me $250 and they said I can come to Anime Expo. Oh man, that's fucked up because they gave me $350, but I don't get to go to Anime Expo or whatever. And that's why some of these conversations need to happen, to where now you can say, well, you guys gave Yaya $350. Why are you only giving me $250? And then it justifies, well, you live in LA, you can go to Anime Expo. We didn't think he would be able to go, or this, that, and the other thing, so we gave him the additional $100. But you can't start those negotiations unless you know what's in your buddy's pocket. But I think you have to be familiar with those people in that regard. So for the example of Afro, that's my buddy, that's my dude, you know. Like, I was talking to him the other day about, you know, some guy that was in his Discord, and I was like, yeah, this dude's in my Discord too, and he's mad, and, you know, it's just a whole situation. I don't want to put his business out like that, but the way that he does things is he's very straightforward, so I don't see him getting fucked on a deal. You know what I mean? Maybe somebody like, I don't know him, but maybe Rhymestyle's willing to take a dick for a deal or something. And I use that figuratively. I don't mean that literally. Maybe he's willing to back off on a little bit of money because he wants to do a certain deal that may not necessarily be part of his brand. You know what I mean? Like, it's stuff like that, and it's all about integrity, and it's about personal and brand integrity. Like, if I had somebody come to me about some fucking cryptocurrency or like some movie that's coming out, I'd be like, no, I gotta see the movie. I gotta see whatever it is, your product, because if I don't support it, how can people trust my word? Because then that throws my influencer power out the window. I could have 1 million subs, and if I say something is dope and people go see it and it's trash, now I look stupid. Now people are gonna question every opinion that I have, especially if I'm lying about it. Now, if I could understand if something's trash and I like it, like Justice League. People swear up and down Justice League is trash. But if I can sit here and hit you with a specific debate and a reason why Justice League is not trash, and you're like, you might have a point, but I still think the movie is trash. And it's like, yo, okay, that's cool. I personally, once again, I'm going to say it again, I think Justice League was better than the first Avengers. It just was. But I have a personal stake in the characters. I enjoy every single character that was on screen. I like every single actor's performance in that movie. So that's why I think Justice League is better. Do I think the plot is better? Nah, not really. This is really just like an Ultron type of situation in Justice League. Really, like, I wanted to see Darkseid. But anyway, he said, let's see. Now bury me in the ocean where my ancestors that jump... Can you stop? Because even they knew bondage was better than... Yeah, exactly. So, LOL, the best deal is in coupon codes. I'm going to have to look that up, because I know you get a percentage when it comes to certain coupon codes and stuff like that. Like, I don't see a whole lot of people signing up for Play Asia deals anymore because anybody can get it. And Play Asia doesn't really offer, like, very good deals. Like, I can understand if I was at 1 million subs and they're just like, anybody that buys from our site, you get a 20% off coupon code or whatever, and you get a piece of that. Then hell yeah, absolutely. I'm big enough to where the audience matters, where people might buy things, and it's a big enough discount to matter. Not $10 off of any purchase or 10% off of a like 10% ain't shit. Like, if you're not gonna offer my audience something, I'm like, whatever. And I have a partnership with Play Asia. The only problem is they're not selling anything that I can potentially promote on my channel. For what? I can understand if I was buying Gundams and figures and stuff like that, then fuck yeah, absolutely. Of course I would promote that shit. But I mean, if you do use Play Asia, you can use code JSama and get 10% off. I mean, I'm kidding. That's not what the fucking code is. But anyway, let's see what Jakizi says, and then this will be the last thing. I stay in my own lane for the most part, unless it's something I really want to ask. I don't do that. I don't believe in staying in your own lane. Because I usually signal before I get over. And with that analogy, I say, even if you don't know somebody, you want to start a dialogue with somebody about how much they got paid for something or what you're expecting. Like, how many views are you getting on a video? Like, if you don't communicate, you never really know what's truly going on anyway. So, you know, I agree with staying in your own lane, but I also agree with breaking boundaries and trying to get outside of a box that you either are or not comfortable with. Like, I've quit jobs before because I was too comfortable. And I only say that because I quit my last 2 jobs because I got comfortable because of them. So, and they were making great money. The only problem is they were making me lazy. I was working from home and it was just, whatever. But now I have a new office job that pays me about the same amount of money, and it's like, they're like, hey, you can telecommute it if you want. So a few days a week, I'll stay home, or I'll drive all the way to Beverly Hills to do my job. So I just don't want to be in a point of complacency. And so if I talk to some of my buddies who are working like other jobs and they're like, yeah, man, I'm only making like $14, $15 an hour. I'd be like, okay, well, I'm making 18, 20. So, you know, maybe we can make something happen. Maybe I can help you in some type of way. But if those conversations don't happen, then you wouldn't know what you're going to get. So, you know. But that's pretty much it for today. Let me know what you guys think when this video goes live. It should be episode 4, 5, and 6 should be going live today. YouTube is finally letting me change my thumbnails. It wouldn't let me change it for the past day and a half. I don't know why, so I'm a little miffed about that. So I'll put out episode 4 today, and then maybe episode 5 later this afternoon, and then today's episode 6. So I'll be putting that out tomorrow. Yeah, you gotta ask questions. But you seem you've seen Super, and this is super corny, bro. But you got to use Ultra Instinct and get answers nowadays. You really do. You got to use your Ultra Instinct. So anyway, guys, like I was saying, the show Canon Culture will be on Spotify hopefully soon if they approve of it. If not, I'll try to get it on iTunes, and if I can't get it on iTunes, I'll try to get it on Podbean. The only problem is they want you to pay for some of these things, and I don't make enough Patreon money. So, and that's the only type of money that I invest into my channel. So if I'm getting $20 on Patreon every single month, I'm going to put that $20 specifically towards my channel. It doesn't go towards me buying groceries. It doesn't go towards anything else. I mean, the first $20 I got, I'm not gonna lie, I bought these lights. So that was pretty important. But, you know, you guys can go and support me on Patreon. That's dope. If not, there's a Streamlabs link. You guys can support that. It goes directly to me, and everything just goes back into the show and just gets filtered into stuff like that. So that's all I believe in. And I also put my personal money in it. So that's why I'm always fucking broke. But with that being said, I want you guys to go have a great day. Enjoy your weekends. I will see you guys Monday afternoon, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If anything pops off over the weekend or something, let me know. If I'm not paying attention to it, you'll probably see me tweet about it. By the way, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links are in the description. And yeah, that's going to be it. I hope you guys have a great weekend, because I most certainly will. I have a date this weekend, so it's going to be dope. And we're going to see Black Panther again. But this has been your boy JustJaySama. I will catch you guys Monday. Make sure to keep it canon. Now how the fuck do I turn this shit off? Oh, I gotta wait for YouTube to hurry up.